Y'all, bail was denied. Judge Aaron said, you better get out of here with this mess. And when I tell you he read, did he fulfilled in this new 11-page bail denial? Baby, he read, did he fulfilled? Y'all, how y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are the rats and roaches in Sean Diddy Combs' jail cell, I know y'all just started crying tears of pain that mofo was not getting out any earlier despite having the president of the US trying to put his finger on the scale. Despite, according to the Rolling Stones, actively trying to buy his way to freedom because large amounts of money have exchanged ties between Diddy's camp and the president's camp. Despite all that, Judge Aaron is taking Maureen Comey's advice and he is doing what he always has done. He is operating without fear or favor. And he's also letting us know that at the end of the day, did he, what are you even talking about? He looked at Mark Anelio and be like, y'all just be saying words. Stop talking, Mark Anelio. You just saying words.
Present,
Listen now,
and no
let's get into
longer
this
has a
because,
voice
baby,
who will
you cannot
pursue
make this
justice
up.
for her
And when I say I
accusation.
love to see it, baby, we love to
As
see
of the
it.
taken
Let's get
against
into
Diddy.
this.
No
Okay, so where do
expansion
we
of the
start?
investigation,
This is like Christmas in
no
July,
isolation
literally.
orders,
Okay, here we go.
no
First of all,
equipment
Judge
access,
Aaron said from the
no
start,
suspension of
it's
attorney
denied, but for a
communication.
number of reasons. He said, first of all, your motion is untimely and is procedurally defendant. It's procedurally deficient. Now here, keep in mind motions like this motion was filed 27 days after the ruling exceeding the 14-day limit under local rule 49. Again, he didn't even try to meet the required standard. The judge said, you guys, this feel even addressed the proper standard for a motion for reconsideration. Let him alone meet it. Now, why would the lie team of skilled lawyers, the demon team of 10 lawyers, file a motion 27 days after rolling ruling? Well, I have my own. I don't think it's because they didn't know about the deadline. I think it's honestly because they're trying to put anything out in the media that Trump's team can grab onto and use as a reason for a mistrial. Now, keep in mind when it comes to Trump's team, okay, Diddy is actively, according to the Rolling Stones, trying to buy his way out of this. Money is already being, it's already being exchanged. So again, they're not going for anything. They just want a headline that the dummies in the back can be like, oh, well, they filed the motion and now it's unconstitutional. Man, shut up. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, the judge points out there is no new legal or factual basis for reconsider. They said there's no intervening change in the controlling law. There is no new evidence. There is no clear error and no manifest injustice. They even cited Virgin Atlantic Airways versus National Mediation, saying a motion for reconsideration. Ragna Pilio is not intended as a vehicle for relitigating old issues or otherwise taking a second bite of the apple. But again, why are they putting this out here, you guys? Because it's not for the law and the rule. This is for Trump's people to open up a road that they can create reasonable doubt. In the same doubt that the people are like, well, I don't really see Rico. I don't see the violence when we had a video of her being dragged back, but it doesn't matter. He also said that the mandatory detention applies and that is it there. He's not even taking it back. He said he quoted Congress and he said that Congress said the mandatory detention applies to any felony under Chapter 11. It's an automatic it's automatically required that you stay in jail. Now, he did say, again, if there are exceptional circumstances, maybe you could get out. But he got up and he said, baby, those exceptional circumstances, get the hell out of here. Ain't nobody coming to hear you saying, Otis. There's nothing exceptional about you. He flatly rejected that. He said the defendant spills much ink, but his arguments are baseless, misleading, and run counter to the clear intent expressed by Congress. Now listen, he dragged him on that one. He basically said, you talking so much, you're using a lot of words, Mark Anelio, but you ain't saying it. He said a criminal conviction, even one the defendant suggests is novel, is a far cry from the types of exceptional reasons that are cited. Prior similar cases involved less violent, less persistent, and more cooperative defense. What do we mean by more cooperative? Y'all remember that hidden cell phone? The feds raided Diddy's thing and say, yo, if you got any other evidence, electronic devices or whatever, you need to pass those along under this search warrant and court order. Diddy found the cell phone. He did not give it up. He called KK and said, yo, I think I got some evidence, right? The evidence turned out to be a nothing burger to help Diddy. But the whole thing is the feds were like, yo, give us a cell phone. Diddy refused to get the cell phone. He cited employee-client privilege. He cited this, he cited that. At the end of the day, the judge had to give an actual order that he hand the phone over. Again, Diddy has been trying to not cooperate with the court as much as possible. Again, these similar cases that Mark Anelio is showing involve less violent, less persistent, and more cooperative defendants. And
Present,
get this, he also
and
said,
no longer
Diddy,
has a
we don't
voice who
care
will
how
pursue
uncomfortable you
justice
are
for
in
her
being
accusation.
DC. Those conditions do not
As of the
justify
taken against
release.
Diddy,
Again, the fact that
no expansion of the
Judge Aaron
investigation,
said,
no
I
isolation
looked into
orders,
it, and
no
staffing
equipment
and medical
access,
care
no
improvements at
suspension of
NBFC have
attorney
gone so much more
communication.
since that January 2024. Chobas' decision have increased greatly. They said the MDC has been very responsive to us. The MDC gave us good access to Diddy. Don't forget that the MDC actually bent over backwards to make sure that Diddy could get there earlier and stay later. He got special treatment in court, but he didn't think that was enough. And again, he also said that Diddy never claimed that he was personally harmed in the. He said the motion is devoid of any claims that the defendant himself was impacted in any way by those conditions. I would go one step forward and say, wasn't Diddy floating things that he was a hero? He was a celebrity in the MDC when he came back. He got a standing ovation because everybody was like, wow, I can't believe you did it. What happened, Diddy? I thought according to you, you was running that jail. Was that more PR spin, or were you lying then, or you lying now? More importantly, Judge Aaron goes to say he is still a danger to the community. He said that Diddy even admit it. He said the defense full-throatedly in its closing argument told the jury that there was violence here and domestic violence is violence. He said this type of violence, which happens behind closed doors, is impossible to police with conditions. And that's true because nobody even knew what he did to Jane. And the thing is, I know people don't want to believe it. The odds are that if you are abusive to one, you are abusive to all. It takes is the right circumstances and you too. And the fact that you are so good at hiding it, so good at mitigating it, so good at having your employees help cover up, it's impossible to control that even if we have conditions of bail. Again, he talked about the assault on Cassie, Jane, Mia, and others, and the detailed description of Jane's 2024 beating, choking, punching, dragging, black-eyed waltz. And he also said that Diddy is attempting to rewrite history. He said the defense raised the conditions at the MDC, but stated the opposite of what they now claim. Doing so would take a second bite at the apple. Again, he quoted so much legal standards. If you guys are interested, again, there's a mandatory detention after conviction of Mann Act felony. Okay, it did fell under what they define as crimes of violence against, includes Mann Act felonies. There's local criminal rules. The 14-day deadline for reconsideration has passed, and in the United States, via being a first-time offender or student is not exceptional. Okay, and there is a strict standard for reconsideration. Again, you guys listen, I'm gonna go live later to talk about this, but Judge Aaron read Diddy down, spills much ink explaining why, but his arguments are baseless and misleading, fails to meet or even address the proper standard. Defendant suggesting otherwise, relying on defunct policies is inaccurate and misleading, fails to present any reason, and this should be swiftly rejected, and the defendant cannot now claim that there was an intervening change. Doing so would relitigate old issues. Y'all listen. Shout out to Judge Aaron and the federal prosecutors for speaking truth to power and saying, we don't care what this administration, what will or plan to do right now. If it's under our watch, we're going to do what's right. Now, what happens after that, they don't have any control of, but they are standing in truth to power. You guys, this is great news. I'm going to go live later and talk about that rolling article. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Who will pursue justice for her accusation. As of the taken against Diddy.